Holt in Norfolk. They have helped a scientist find out something very significant about a very much favoured bird in our back gardens, the blackbird. We all know what small towns can be like. Everyone knows everyone else's business. But here, in the suburbs of Holt in Norfolk, these are not nosy neighbours. Nothing could be further from the truth. They are, in fact, key players in what I can only describe as cutting-edge scientific research. For the last 7 years, Dave Leach from the British Trust for Ornithology has been running an intensive study on one of the nation's favourites, blackbirds.
They're just a fascinating species. They've done really, really well in urban garden environments, and part of me wants to know why that is.
Originally woodland birds, 30% of blackbirds are now thought to breed in gardens. And Dave wants to know how well they survive in a suburban environment. They're pretty tricky to tell apart, so Dave tags them with different combinations of coloured rings. I don't know, I think blackbird look rather snappy wearing those around his leg.
I've already ringed 450 individuals in this
450?
garden. Since 2007 in this garden, yeah.
So birds that all look identical suddenly become identifiable to anyone.
Everybody in the neighbourhood can actually essentially do the job I'm doing.
But with all the people around, you've got all these other pairs of eyes looking out.
I've got all these spotters out there waiting to tell me where my birds are at any given moment. It's fantastic.
This is proper community science in action, isn't it? It's brilliant. Over the past 7 years, Dave's had 46,000 records of sightings of his colouring birds sent to him by his crack team of spotters.
Most of them are actually living pretty much in front of us. We've got a few to the right of us, just a couple down the road down there, and we've got one all the way over there in the distance on the other side of the bypass as well.
Meet the Holt bird observers, affectionately known as the Holos.
The good old blackbird has provided us with enormous entertainment.
I did have one in the playground before one of the year 4 on the swings. Swooped in and the bird swooped off with it.
Dratted year 4s.
Even now we're still seeing new ones come into the garden almost every day.
Daddy calls them out and I have to write them down.
I think it could really catch on.
Neighbourhood watch with a twist.
You can identify them very easily. Blue over black, green over metal.
There's a female been coming into the garden. She's triple orange, known as Jaffa.
Yellow over orange and red.
Bet you can't remember what its ring pattern was.
I think it was red over blue and then metal over white.
Serious skills.
Just like humans, they have personalities.
We are fond of them because these colourings have given us a chance to positively identify individual birds.
A lot of people look out for the first swallow. We tend to look out for the first blackbird. It's great to be part of it.
Utterly hooked from the start.
The whole neighbourhood seems to have caught the blackbird bug. At the top of the spotters, with a whopping 33,000 records to her name, is Dave's mum, Barbara.
I can eat my breakfast while I'm recording, and I stop when I'm going to have lunch. You get sort of cross-eyed if you've been doing it for hours.
You're addicted. Dave brings the birds in his mum's garden, so she gets to know them right from the start.
Orange, black, green will chase anyone off, male or female.
Of course you know them as individuals. Orange, black, green, there's a bit of a tartar.
Absolutely.
I know birds like that. This mountain of data has shown that blackbirds here are living for up to 8 years, and their survival rate from 1 year to the next is around 59%, almost exactly the same as in their original woodland habitat. But Barbara's records have revealed something else, something truly astonishing. How many different individual blackbirds might you see?
Today, it's been 73 ringed ones.
73 different birds have come through your garden today.
Yep.
Did you think when you started there'd be anything like that number?
No, or perhaps I wouldn't have been prepared to do it.
So hang on, I think when I look out in my garden that I've got maybe one male and one female. That's completely wrong. I'll never look at my blackbirds the same again. I had no idea.
73.
73!
That is staggering. I found that really surprising. I mean, I knew I had more than two, because in the winter we certainly get the Scandinavian ones come in with their dark beaks, but if you'd have said to me, how many blackbirds in your garden, Chris, I'd have said 10, 12, 15 maximum.
Now
Not
you
73.
know, now you know.
No, I know. And Dave would like more members of the Holt community to get involved in this project. He's got quite good coverage, but of course the more coverage the better. And we're learning a tremendous amount about these blackbirds, about where they travel to, about how long they live. And they were a species that was in decline for a little while. We can never rest on our laurels. You know, we have to be, no sign of complacency must creep in when it comes to conservation. So if you're in Holt, get hold of Dave and the BTO and try and join in this important project.
Now, Bittens are doing it for some. Slimy-faced Grubby the tawny owl chick is doing it for others. But for some of you, it's Cuckoozilla, the fastest growing chick in the Springwatch cast. This is a reminder of who Cuckoozilla is.